introduction video on how to use timed edge. Firstly, timed edge, when you first gain access to the script, you click on indicators up here and go to invite only, timed edge, and then it should load up into your chart in your drop down menu, and then look something like this once you've got it loaded up. Let me just get rid of that. So this has been designed for multiple asset classes. You can use this for CFDs, futures or crypto. And how you would change that, if you go into settings, this is a 6E chart, so this is futures because this is what I trade. P1 stands for preset. So if you go into the drop down menu, it gives you a triad selection. These are 3 different closely correlated assets that we use in days group. If you don't like that, and if you want to use some CFDs or different cryptos, click custom, and then you'll be able to change it to anything you want. Let's just change it back for the purpose of this video. So if you're familiar with day stuff, previous quarter high and low will be selected correlated time frames. So if you see the 1 hour, it will use the previous day's high and low, and you'll get session lines like this. So, and taking that off will obviously get rid of them lines. But let's keep that on. SMT is using the same correlated time frames to track 3 assets and signal when there is divergence. So you get a choice of what you want. The signal is from in the drop down menu here. So this is the type of signal you could use if that's what you require. Change the size, change the color. Show 50% means, so if you're the higher time frame or the higher quarter, it would use the 50%, and if one asset tracks the 50%, there's divergence in the 50% of the previous quarter, you'd get a signal there, and it's all marked and labeled mean SMT, like so. Next setting would be PSP. So if you also, this is from Day's mentorship, precision swing point. So PSP is another theory, and it's basically a candlestick divergence. So when you've got that on, I don't know if there's any on here. Yeah, we've got, this would have been a candlestick divergence on the 3 assets. So when you're on this, it's best to load up 3 charts like this. This is currently how I trade, and then this will give you a better idea of how it actually tracks the divergence and gives you signals that indicate when there's some T occurs, stuff like that. So SMR is basically standard deviation boxes that I've built from time. So the first one would be the smaller one, which is Q standard deviation. These are all built from time. The high probability reversal zone. So whatever execution you use, I use CRT. So if I get an hourly or 4 hourly CRT in these zones, I use them for reversals. And lastly but not least is the dividers. So these are the running through the different time frames. They give you dividers so you can depict the days. Let me just drop down to the 15. So on the 15, takes a little bit while to load. So on the 15 you get the quarters of the days. That means Asia, London, New York, PM session, and it marks all these out for you. So it's easy for you to track what you're doing. But I will do another short video on SMT explaining that, and precision swing points, and you can find that in my YouTube channel.